Well, welcome everybody. Happy Thursday. I know a lot of folks have been seeing us pre-recorded over the past couple of days. Also happy to announce our Koopmeiners video is, I think, our best viewed video on the channel itself.
Not quite the mutt is, but like in terms of time out, yes, it's going to supersede everything.
It blew up. I mean, granted, the channel blew up over the past 4 or 5 days. 100 new subscribers within the week.
Thank you, everyone.
Sailed past 2K. Thanks to all of you guys, OGs. We still remember you guys. Don't worry. We remember you guys. But also, we've seen on the comments a bunch of new folks trickling in, saying we're a channel with potential, and we do take that to heart. We're here to entertain you guys and also try to keep it as balanced as possible. But with me today is Maple Dave. He is not Full Send Dave, or we would like to say not today, or my LED light update Dave, Windows update Dave today. German Dave is our I shouldn't even call him German Dave. He's in Spain right now. Valencia. Yeah,
he's gonna watch the game. He's gonna give us content this weekend.
Yeah, Valencian Dave is in Valencia. But yeah, he is watching. What is it? Villarreal versus Valencia this weekend.
TVs.
He got tickets. So you'll see some shorts, you'll see some videos. I don't know if he's gonna do a blog or not, but substitute Dave or Spanish Dave. I got to think of a catchy phrase. I just got to think of it Spanish Dave now. So if he comes back Tanner and speaking in Spanish, because he will be back next week, you know why. He's the Catalonians have gotten him. But we do have some things we want to cover, right? Chiesa's farewell.
Chiesa, I mean, even in his departure, he gives us drama. This kid.
He is the definition of one of those guys where, dude, just shut up.
Yeah. I've been busy, but there's a couple of Italians. We gotta maybe the chat can fill me in. I haven't been able to look it up yet, but what's the deal with Zaniolo?
I think there was an article on the Discord as well that I think somebody posted. Was it
there's something. I'll have to look that up, guys. This week has been Full Send Dave, and now I'm like actually sitting down and I'm like just chilling. I'm chilling now. It's Thursday night. I have a long weekend. It's Labor Day. Kids are going back to school. Transfer market closes tomorrow. We'll touch on that as well. My Lord, I'm ready to just hang out and have a good Sunday as well. Saturday night with you guys. Sunday, the Italian Grand Prix, home of Ferrari, of course, Sunday morning, and then in the afternoon we got Roma. It's gonna be a good weekend, guys. I'm excited for that. But until now, and the catch-up. I didn't get the catch-up again because I've been full send. The catch-up it's coming Saturday night. I promise. I am not letting this one go. I have promised you guys Saturday night I will be doing 2 shots of catch-up. Unless you can get us to 2,100 by Saturday night, then it's 3. I'm upping it up. I'm just upping it. You guys don't even have to beg. Heinz ketchup, here we go.
3 shots of ketchup. Jeez Louise. All right. So obviously, please like the video for us. Like it. If you're straggling or if you're a newbie coming in, just spawning on us, make sure you subscribe. Also, if you are a regular in the chat and 1 bottle for 10K subs, absolutely.
Send it. That's full send. Let's go.
That is 100% done. Easy. If you are in the chat always on the YouTube video and you like to continue the discussions with us, Dave, myself, German Dave, or some of the regulars, Sal, Oscar, LJJ, Vinny, Frankie, Bones as well. Everyone there.
All the locals.
All the locals. And 10 Toes Down. His alias is on Discord, but Mr. Suave. Please do join our Discord. Our Discord is probably one of the more robust communities where you have everyone contributes to it. It's not just us 3 doing everything. It's a full-blown community where everyone throws in stuff, whether it's gaming, KB and his gaming stuff.
Yes, let's give him a little bit of a shout out.
Give him the old rub.
Because he's got a channel and we showed it last Saturday, I guess now. Jeez.
Yeah.
Telling you, I've lost track of time. But Donut Vanguard, he is going to stream because tomorrow is the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta. And it looks like I might be joining him too with my day off. So Yeah, let's play some games.
Full
Let's
send,
do
full
it.
send Dave. We got full send Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my 8 hours of sleep, drink a couple espressos, and it's back to full send Dave.
Absolutely. And then if you have also noticed in the chat, we have two individuals that have decided to slap their meats on the chat with Oscar and Frankie. Again, also you can be a member too, 99 cents a month just to support the channel. You can flash your little meat sticks of being a super fancy member.
We're almost
we
at a full year.
Almost at a full year.
We're gonna have to celebrate.
We will. More ketchup.
Celebrate with ketchup. Maybe some mustard this time.
All right, so we've got lots of stuff to talk. We can talk about Chiesa's departure to Liverpool. We can also talk about Twin Koopmeiners briefly. Dusan made a pretty fucking hilarious video. I'm not gonna lie, like that was I chuckled. That was again he got a brace and now he's a changed man. So the other thing too, we'll talk about the Champions League. We'll see kind of our initial reactions and thoughts to it compared to some other Serie A stuff as well. And then we can chat some Roma and we can think about going into the weekend. So Bones has gifted a membership
2, and he's a lurker, but Neat Freak, and I do appreciate a good Neat Freak. So congratulations, Neat Freak, you are a member for the next month.
So we got Eddie that's listening to us while he's working out. Sounds like Doll too. Doll and Eddie both listen to us when we work out or when they work out.
or two gym rats. Yeah. I haven't even gotten to the gym this week either. I feel fat. Just working so much, and I hate that feeling.
Being an adult. Gosh dang it. All right.
Get shredded.
We've waffled for the first 9 minutes. Let's get her started. Okay, boom.
Has it been 9 minutes? Fuck, we've waffled.
It has been 9 minutes.
Okay,
that is a filler. We get people to trickle in. All right, so this kind of broke the news. Obviously, Chiesa to Liverpool for I believe 11 plus 3. Total sum around 14 million. I know Sal can confirm with the numbers there.
I've heard 15. Nothing's being like official. Probably tomorrow, I imagine. But let's say 13 to 15 mil.
So we kind of want to give our thoughts, our reaction to this on it. So Chiesa posts on Instagram. So he says, "It's time to end this journey with you, black and white fans." This kind of sounds fucked up if you take it out of context. Sounds really fucked up. Way to go, Chiesa. I would like to dedicate a few words to thank you for the great affection that you've always shown me, affection that I will always carry on in my heart. I grew up with you and Juventus, both as a man and a football player. Man is debatable. You have supported me in the good times, absolutely, over the difficult times, and for that I will always be grateful while I'm collecting my royalties over that Amazon documentary. Over the past 4 years, I have the opportunity to work with the players and J medical staff and coaches at the highest level. You have been like a family to me, and even in the most difficult moments, you help me stand, like no pun intended, like literally. I will always carry on with me the joyful memories that we have shared. Boom. That's it. That's where it should stop. End it right there. Just that's it. That's it. That's it.
But
now talk about whipping his meat out. Now, while saying goodbye, I'd like to clarify the issue of renewal. I've never received a renewal offer from Juve, and therefore there has never been a request from me or my entourage to increase or reduce my signing. I was informed that I would not be part of the project even before the start of training with the team. Thank you again for your constant support. Thank you, Juventus, until the end. Fede.
Yeah.
Was that paragraph necessary?
No, it wasn't. That's something that you at least wait till you've passed your medicals, you've settled down, maybe even played a game or two, and then you kind of like leak some information out, a la like Delict, perhaps, if you feel so inclined. Not saying that's the best method still, but in your farewell speech, man, like, fuck,
you know the irony of this is this. Because he's trying to say I'm not greedy, and I don't want to take Sal's words because Sal said it in Discord first. But like it kind of comes off as like I'm not greedy. That's not they didn't offer me a contract. So now you can flip that by saying so they thought you sucked and didn't want you anymore. Is that what it is now? Instead of like can like what is it? What is it? Like, is it that the club or Malta thinks you're trash? Because this is kind of funny. Because remember when IFTV and Marco were like, I don't think Chiesa's out for a technicality thing. I think it's all the finances. So Chiesa just took a steaming hot pile of shit on that take
We
right now.
all know that IFTV doesn't actually watch any football.
I
Like
have
by
no
by the
response.
takes that they have, one could only assume that they don't actually sit down on a Sunday afternoon
Where,
and watch Serie A.
because like for example, and we made that video, we made the actual video where we kind of broke down the timeline of the whole Chiesa situation, right?
Can we take a
Where it's
break though,
like,
just to acknowledge 10 Toes Down becoming a member? I don't want to
that's
leave them
also,
hanging.
hey,
Hey, thank you,
I,
Mr. Suave.
that's a suave way to go through it. But it's just like I look at it and it's just like I'm like, dude, no, 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 Chiesa, you are not. The internet has receipts on this whole thing. We have all of the statements that were allegedly made by either you or your representative, where you said back then, hey, I want to renew. I want to see what the project is. I want to see what this is. I need this. I need X. I need Y. I need Z. So it's like you look at it from that perspective, and then it's just like, huh? And then, you make comments at the Euro about playing a more open, more freestyle. And again, Mota just kind of looks at it and says, yeah, I don't want you. You seem like a pain in the ass. And then now it's just like now it's just like, oh man.
Just like confirmed. You get the big rubber
Because
stamp, like confirmed, asshole.
because yeah, and it's kind of funny because he's like talking about no raises or anything like that. And it's like, dude, you wanted more money. And it was reported that you wanted more money, and then it was reported that you didn't want to take a pay cut, and you're saying that, oh, I've never been asked to take a pay cut. Brother, what?
Yeah. It's just not a good look. And we were, here's the thing. Despite everything we've said over the past few months, in frustration, with emotion, through objectivity or not, whatever it may have been, we were prepared to just bid him farewell and good luck. But that farewell and good luck has turned into a go fuck yourself, Eddie. Good riddance.
Seriously.
Goodbye. See you later. How do you say it in Spanish? Serenora? I can't say it. Fuck. But you know what I'm saying. You're gone. You're FedExed the fuck out of here.
You're FedExed out of here.
Well, it says right there. Look, FedEx Chiesa, he's on the move. See you later. And Danny Oliveira, another YouTube member. Thank you very much. Welcome to the elite club of $1 or more. Yeah, the philanthropist. No, honestly, that's all we're asking for. Just a little help out here. Pay the bills. It is a little pricey to do it, but we appreciate every little bit. So thank you very much.
But it's kind of like, kind of going on the kind of looking at it from the I read the comment. Oscar said, is that your girlfriend under the table? I'm trying to focus and have a concise thought, and then that just pops up on my screen, and I'm looking at it like looking at it. I'm like, what the hell? What is he talking about? I'm like, yeah, the dog, Ellie.
I'm trying to get her.
Ellie's like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit here and chill.
There's her face. There's your face. Yes. Good puppy. Yeah. She's been super sucky today.
Yeah, Ellie always chills under the table whenever we stream.
Yeah, that is my girlfriend. It's honestly, I don't have kids, and she is the hole that fills the void.
Fair enough.
Getting emotional.
I lost my train of. Oh, it's Sal's comment. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna read Sal's comment. Because it's funny because this whole situation, like Juve kind of like is patient. They're able to, because they wanted 15, but they were able to work with Liverpool to get him to Liverpool just to move him on. And it's just like, instead of just like saying, hey, I'm out of here, goodbye, Kiesa's like, oh, by the way, Juve didn't offer me an extension. They just kicked me out. They made an Amazon documentary of you getting ACL reconstruction surgery. With all due respect, that is probably one of the most common injuries in professional sports, but they still did a documentary off your ass.
Because you were the star. And we all fucking watched it.
It
wasn't even that good, but we still watched it.
Yeah. And we wanted you to succeed. We wanted you to succeed, but you couldn't get your own head out of your proverbial ass.
Okay. I mean, it is. Can we move on? Can we finally move on? Like for real?
Have fun being a backup to Luis Diaz and Mo Salah. That's all I'll leave on that.
Yeah.
That's all. That is it. Goodbye. But in other news, obviously, if you haven't seen our video or lived under the rock, Koopmeiners is officially a Juve player. And I think Dusan Vlahovic can express the sentiment that we felt throughout this entire situation. Take it away, Dusan.
3 months every day. Koopmeiners, Juve, Koopmeiners, 48 hours, 24 hours, 48. Finally.
It's funny because it's true. Like they're all fed up. It's like every single day. Oh, Coop's coming tomorrow. Oh, next couple of days. Yeah, he's absolutely right.
The thigh slap is what really sold it for me at the end, where it was just like he's like, for fuck's sake, man! Like, come on. And the other thing too, I didn't realize how hilarious Dusan's English accent is. Like it's almost like it's like an Italian.
Well, because he's Italian Serb mix speaking English now. Yeah.
That's actually funny. 10 Toes Down's comment's funny. He's been reading Nick Semerano's comments.
Yeah, that guy's come out of nowhere. He's actually been pretty accurate this transfer market. I'm not gonna lie. He's like the Della Valle of the Dusan era, if you will, when he came in.
What the hell is Perrine yelling at? Like, is he like swearing in Italian or something like that? Like,
I don't know. And then Cambiaso's pretty much whipping his eggplant out.
Yeah, I mean, if yeah, I mean this, I finally right, like this move is finally over.
Finally. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't watched the video, it's another 15-minute there. I mean, we pretty much say everything we've needed to there, other than at this point, like we just got to watch them play with lots of system and with their boys.
I know. I mean, like we can go on the whole sentimental trail and show you all the videos where he's like, I'm finally here. I'm finally here. I mean, this whole thing was like what we kind of anticipated, right? Like it was just going to be Atalanta being a pain in the ass and trying to drag this out as physically possible, as much as possible. And then when it got done, it got done. I'm very curious. And again, like I said in the video, I'm very excited to see how this new look is going to be. I mean, this is that like folks got to understand, like, I have no fear whatsoever that Coop is going to struggle, because I know there's some of the sentiment that people were saying that like you take the player away from the Atalanta and he just doesn't work out anymore. And it's just like, no.
Exception to the rule.
This is
what we're hoping for here.
Very big exception to the rule. So Coop is going to be, oh my goodness. That's all I'll say is just this Coop is going to be absolutely filthy. Sal says Dusan looks like a guy who knows he's been getting major service for goals all season long. Yeah. I need that 30-piece, boy. Need that 30-piece. Doll is saying Coop is like, I don't even know who you are. He kind of looks at him too. He's just like, huh?
Did McKenny made fun of Coop's fashion sense as well? I didn't see that. Man, I missed a lot this week. I've caught so much, but yet so much still happened behind the scenes. It's insane. Yeah, link that. Put that in the Discord. I want to see Wes, our water boy, do something funny. Frankie, throwing in a couple dollars. Thank you very much. New season equals more gambling. Posting them in Discord. Okay, we do not endorse officially gambling. Don't demonetize. Okay, do what you want. I'm not here to judge. And yeah, you if you want Frankie to tell you how to gamble, join the Discord. I take no responsibility. Coop is a Coop. Oh, are you serious, Dash? Are you kidding me again? So, all right, Oscar actually noticed. I thought nobody noticed. Oscar noticed on the Koopmeiners video that there's a bit of a cut. The audio was slightly off. We had a thunderstorm when we recorded that, and I think things got a little sketchy. I had to make a couple cuts. I thought nobody knows. Oscar, he noticed. It's okay. The content got out there that's desynced a little bit. We made it work. It's fine. So the same thing just happened to Dash. I don't know. his electrical obviously needs some work because it's crap. And this is 2 videos in a row now, Dash, that you have not been able to lock her down. That's fine. He'll be here in a couple minutes. We'll just move on with whatever's next. I'm trying to find it. I'll do it when Dash is back. There were some really cringy posts I'm going to yell at a bit later on. But until then, we'll just hit off on a couple pieces of news here. Arthur, this is actually the latest right now. News has been trickling out throughout the day. Yes, Danny. Dash is okay. It's just his electrical panel's crap. He is looking for a new house though, so hopefully that works out. Not going to jinx it on him, but he's in the market. So Arthur Mello, the unwanted one. Well, now that Chiesa is gone, I mean, he's our next unwanted one on the list, I suppose. Latest that we hear is that he's going to Napoli. And that Napoli, this is the deal that's on the table, allegedly, they're just going to pay his salary. Oh, Dash is coming back in. Oh, you're on your phone, aren't you?
Yeah, no, this is kind of funny. Construction company was working on some construction stuff, and they decided to hit the service lines. So I should be back in like a couple of seconds, so I'll be able to switch back. But yeah, first world problems.
First world problems, yes. And we have Starlink in Canada because, well, Starlink is everywhere but Russia, unless it's spying on Russia. So yeah, man, we got that. It's like $150 a month though. It's a little pricey. All right, sorry, just trying to help not make shitty content like IFT. Oh, guys, I love how you bash as well. All right, yes, KB, I am by myself, kind of like you on your stream. You're always rocking by yourself. You have to change that picture. What are you going to change that picture? Or are you going to let it? Okay, he's coming back in and out. Dash that out. Key is picture. You can change it?
I did. I switched it on Discord. I forgot to switch it on StreamYard.
No, okay. All right. So well, you popped off. I was just trying to cover a couple of the more minor points. Arthur to Napoli.
Yeah, that one's interesting. I never really took him as a Conte player. You know what happened? I think IFTV heard that I made fun of him, so they tried cutting my service. But
because of all those Manhattan Goomba connections they have, right?
They do. They probably called Rocco Comiso. They're like, hey, how do we fuck up a telecommunications network? But that move kind of doesn't. It shocks me a little bit because like Artur doesn't strike me as a Conte-esque player.
Not really, but do we really ever know what Conte thinks?
No, we don't.
So this is because
a hell of a drug.
So this is because I believe it was the O'Reilly deal. It was one of those Irish names. Is it O'Reilly?
Yeah, they were trying to get him, but the move just fell apart.
Yeah,
so then they're just kind of like, oh well, shit, let's get Artur.
So yeah, that's where it is. I guess they're getting desperate. There's like 18 hours left of the transfer market, something like that. They got to do something. If you need a player, you're at the point where you're on the phone all night getting yourself a player. It is what it is. And overall, all they're doing, it's a loan. They're paying his salary, which is $6 million, I believe.
You know, the whole thing about Artur that kind of pisses me off or makes no sense to me. I don't think this wasn't Giuntoli's doing. I think it was like right before Giuntoli came in. Why would they extend him? Like that's the one thing I don't understand that Juve did was like, why would you extend him? Just let his contract run out. Like they keep extending this guy and then not finding anything for him, and it's like you're not going to find anything for him. Because like it was, I want to say it was either the Arriva Bene or was it the Mana before Giuntoli came in, where they extended him. Like they extended him and then they sent him to Fiorentina because they were like, well, it's the last year of his contract and we don't want to loan him and then be a free agent after. And it's just like, at this point, it's just like, just send him away.
I think the club is at the point where, I mean, they'll take some money if they can get some money, cut some losses, but we saw there, and this is the next name now, DeCilio, basically just giving him to Empoli. Just say, yeah, just move on. Like we'll just pay some wages. Just move on, get out of the club. We're done with you. That's where we're at.
Well, yeah, with DeShilio, you could do that because I think he was on what, like 2 or 3 million. He wasn't on anything
1.5.
too crazy. Yeah, gross, or was that his net? I think it was his net, 1.5, 3 million gross.
Yeah,
Something like that.
probably.
Something
that
like
makes
that.
more sense. Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, I was just like thinking about the whole situation. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, why is our maybe it is what Dahl is saying, that it might be some book cooking. Hopefully
That's why we got him in the first place.
it costed us 15 fucking points. Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly.
Allegedly.
He was part of the book cooking. Yeah,
He was part of the book cooking. In Amsterdam. You know, we have a friend from the Lions Den that lives in Amsterdam. So
Yes.
you know.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I mean, they're Galatasaray guys, but yeah, welcome. So is it E Padroni? Cinquantadue? Are we speaking Italian in your name?
Ooh, Dave. Exotic Dave. Exotic Dave.
I know a little bit of Italian. I can say a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, welcome in. Yeah, you look like you're new around here as well. So we love all the new people that roll in and enjoy with us. So yeah, welcome.
Yusuf is back. Yusuf is saying I think they had to extend him to spread his salary to lower it so Fiora and Tina can have him on loan. But like, can we at this point? It's just like, would have it been better just to accept the loss and just let him walk out on a free?
Different management. Yeah, hindsight, sure. We can say that now. At the time, it probably made sense. We probably thought we could eventually move him on, but he just is a profile nobody really wants.
Yeah,
we kind of put the money down on black and it landed on red, so to speak. You know, we just didn't get lucky with this one.
I believe this is his last year on contract.
Yes, I'm looking at it up.
So we got him
2026. It's got 2 years.
That's the extension. Because we got him in 2020, initial 5-year spread, and then they extended him a year to balance out the salary. So,
Kusat saying, who has bought the third kit? Is it shipping with this sponsor? So I think it just depends on. Yeah, so he didn't have the sponsor when he got it, and that's something I'm thinking of too. I need to jump on this. I've been slacking. It's probably going to depend on your retailer, honestly. That being said, Kosats, I believe this is a new name as well, so welcome in. I loving all the new names coming in. But yeah, I think you just got to check your local retailer. If you're getting it from official Juve, I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming with the sponsor. But say your local retailer got some shirts in before that happened, you can probably still find them without the sponsor. So shop around is probably really the option right now. Just see what you got.
And then KB says, no habla español. Sal says, Dago Dave making his appearance. Dago Dave.
Oh, man.
Dago. I'm going to start just calling him Dago. Hey, Dago, what's going on? Dusan, by the way, said he's not playing international ball due to family reasons. I think he doesn't want to.
Yes, that's actually a good point. Yeah, no, that came up. There's two matches coming up that he is refraining from.
I know, but do you blame him? I mean, that Serbian team is woeful.
And there's probably a little bit of pressure coming from our side, like the Juve side, saying, hey, like,
he's been watching us. He's been watching us. He's been watching us. Oh my gosh, it's like he's had a total face turn. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to like him more now. Dahl says, who's worse, Pogba 2.0 or Arthur? On the field perspective,
Arthur, because we still have him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, from like an absolute cock tease, Pogba 2.0, absolutely worse. It's just like he would get you to the point where you're so excited and then like it's just that's how Pogba was. Like he would be on the field making an amazing pass or two, and you're like, oh my god, is this actually happening? Us having a functioning mid? Oh, he's hurt again.
It did look good when he was on the pitch, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, absolutely. Like we're all sitting there, it's like we're like Hawkeye. Please don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Trem says Artur's extension took him to 26. It was. I knew there was some.
Is that another new name? I'm loving it. I'm just gonna say it. I keep on loving it. The more new names, the more I love you guys.
The more the merrier. Says Dago and
Dooch. There you go. That's
Deutsch. Deutsch.
Deutsch.
They say German Dave would kill you if you called him Deutsch,
Deutsch.
Dave.
Deutsch, whatever. I said it funny. It's well, because isn't it Dago, but you're saying Dago? Whatever. We're all saying things wrong. That's the new segment. Dago and Deutsch.
Dago and Deutsch.
Deutsch. Say it. Just say
Sounds
it
like a
wrong,
spin-off.
regardless.
Sounds like an absolute spinoff, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. Starsky and Hutch. What's the one with the dog with Tom Hanks?
I forgot.
Oh man, Marley and Me. There's that. Yeah, it's one of those. We're making a movie. He likes the Dashan. Is it Dashan or Dashan?
Dashan. Calling him Dashan.
Okay.
Dashan Dashovich. Okay, so Jeff is here. Jeff saying hello. What's up?
What's going on?
Okay, so next thing we'll probably want to talk about is Sancho, right? We might be spared of having to make a video of him. I know a lot of folks aren't really happy to have him here per se, or want him. So some of the latest is it looks like Chelsea is working hand in hand with Man United to get Jadon Sancho. The only thing that's popping up right now is I believe the preference for Jadon is to go to Chelsea versus us. I think everything is set as far as an agreement in place, but now it's just kind of like you've got two offers. So I think that's going to essentially delay or block the move. So I think Jadon might stay and go to Chelsea. The reason why this is popping off right now is I believe Chelsea are offloading Raheem Sterling, or the guy that runs with T-Rex hands. If you've ever seen Sterling run, he runs with T-Rex hands.
Yeah, no, that's true. He's a little awkward.
Extremely. So there's a little bit of turbulence, as you would say, on the Jadon Sancho front, which, I think we've all said it. I think we're all fine per se. Like, I think we're all fine whether or not he comes or not. I don't think it's ball buster per se. I think it's great if he comes. It is what it is if he leaves. I'm sure there's probably another option that they're thinking of bringing in regardless. So, and it is Domenico Berardi. I'm just kidding. I'm totally busting your guys' chops. Could you imagine if I said that next thing later? Domenico Berardi linked to Juventus. God, someone would throw
somebody
out
will.
the window.
Like, I'll wake up at 2 a.m. and there'll be a notification on my phone saying Berardi to Juve. And then when I actually get up at 6 a.m., it'll be like, oh no, just that wasn't a good source. That's not actually happening. And then at deadline, Berardi's going to be a Juventino. So I mean, I don't know. I hope not. I know he's got fans. I'm just not one of them. Maybe since we're talking about people that run funny, I don't know. Maybe he just fits in that category.
Danny's like, don't you say that name.
And Cugino Eddie, he nails it. Thank you very much. I was thinking of Turner and Hooch. That's the Tom Hanks film. Yeah, that's a good one. Slobbery ass dog. I love it. Any striker rumors? Absolutely not.
I have not heard of any striker rumors. There has not been anything out there on it. No news on it. I don't even think they're looking at it right now.
No. And if you want news on a possible defender, Jallo might stay. That's your possible defender. So it's literally at this point, like, Jadon Sancho is the only name in the news. Now, Nick Semoramo might be coming out and just drop a bomb sometime in the next few hours. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's Jadon Sancho or bust is what we're looking at. And I think bust is okay. A lot of people are okay, as we've seen in the comments. I feel the same way. If he doesn't come, not a huge loss. Honestly, it probably means Bangula gets more time, and I'm okay with that. So, is there anybody? Okay, let's put it this way: instead of just waffling on about how we don't really care, does anybody actually care? Is there something we're missing? I know there's people that hate him. There's people that are like, yeah, he's good, but I'm not like, if he doesn't come, whatever. Is there anybody that's like, no, Sancho? Oh, I've moved on from Berardi. No, it was Sancho. There's got to be somebody out there that maybe I'll put a poll up on the YouTube.
You could.
We can do it right now. I'll put one up here, but just like in general, post it on the YouTube community because I wonder really what the numbers are on that. But yeah, let me set up a poll. Give me a sec.
Yeah. Maybe Mota's counting as he might be more of a backup to Coop. Edzich? I think Edzich might be that because
Yeah,
I mean Milik being reintegrated into the squad. I mean, as like a third choice striker, I don't know if you would need to really splash on anything big. So like when you break it down, like I understand Milik being put back in and then them going with like a next gen as the third choice. I don't. It just for me it's difficult, right? Because you have Dusan, you have Milik, and then why would you want to get like another situation where we had Dusan, Milik, and Keane, right? Because right now he's only playing with a lone striker. So unless it's like a project player, like someone from next gen that'll feature in a couple of matches, Coppa Italia matches, or nonsensical matches for them to get some wind under in their sails. I think that's the only thing. I think they're running with two strikers unless they have like an absolute injury catastrophe, which is possible, but I doubt it. Just the way that Mota kind of styles the system, I think if anything, you need more wingers than you would strikers. I think you need at least 4 to 5 wingers versus strikers. I think you can get away with 2. Frankie still on the Jimenez to Juve. Here we go.
Of course he is.
If only we get Chicharito. So Oscar says, do you think the Mercato is done? I think if Sancho comes in, it's done. If Jaden doesn't come in, then I think they're looking at something else.
There might be a deep cut.
Mario wants a center back.
You get Jallo back. That's it. Unfortunately.
I hate to say this to folks right now, but like I think center back is like the least of Gintoli's problems. And I think with these 2 games that demonstrated that the center back is probably the least of concern because what's happening is what you're seeing is you're seeing Locatelli fit in the auxiliary center back role. So like, for example, if Bremer or Gatti push forward, Locatelli, Fagioli, Douglas Luiz, Thuram will drop into that makeshift center back role when they invert or when they swap positions tactically, potentially Kolu as well, Danilo as well too. So I think for this season, I think they're good. I do expect next summer for them to look for center back because you're going to be transitioning out of Danilo. I think this is Danilo's last season as like one of the guys per se. If not, it's already dwindling down. So I don't think you're going to, because like the way that they play, I don't think you're going to need a crazy good center back. Like I don't think that that's a huge cause for concern right now. I understand like folks can want essentially I can understand like folks could want a ball playing center back, and I get that argument, but I think it's a little bit more difficult right now to say, okay, by the way that we're playing and the way that we're doing stuff, that we need to have a center back. It's pertinent. I think they're focusing on the counter press. They're focusing on having energetic, ecstatic wingers that can counter press as well as the midfield. And then essentially, because like I've said this with Inter when I've compared Inter, broke them down. Inter center backs outside of Bastoni, like Bastoni is arguably their best center back, and then it's like who? Darmian, De Vrij, the one guy who I can't remember his name, the one that wasn't allegedly a racist but secretly is.
Which one's that?
He came from Lazio. I forgot his name. Acerbi. There it is.
Yes, sure. I did not hear those rumors. Like, really?
Yeah, he did that.
He did from Lazio. I'm not surprised.
He did it to the Napoli player. He called him something, and he said, "I never called him something," even though everyone was saying that he did.
All right, Oscar, you're canceled.
Yeah. But when you look at it there, and it's just like, I think like one thing Inter has done well is their midfield and their forward line is really, really well to the point where you can get away with the center backs that they have. And I think we're good. I don't think there's something that we need to be concerned with in that respect. Right. Let's read some of these chats here. Eddie wants Raspadori instead of overrated Sancho, but both will take minutes and value away from Mugula. I don't think Conte is going to pair away with Raspadori. I think Conte likes Raspadori too much to let him go. Mastermind coming in with the addition of Conceição and Gonzalez. I think Sancho would be a want and not a need right now. I think Juve should pivot and go for a central defender that is great at passing. I understand it. I still think you need a little bit more depth. It might not be Sancho, but I think you need a little bit more depth on that winger position because 4 wingers, you need at least 5.
I think we're going to have to bring up we'll do that Saturday night. We're The transfer market's done. We're going to bring up the board and actually look at the depth that we have. It's a
Because
little bit premature.
part of me is thinking the other reason why we're not linked to a striker is I think Weah might be the third choice striker. He might be he might be in the winger rotation and then as well as the striker rotation. So that's
there's this whole false nine prospect that, I mean, if he gets desperate, I don't see why he wouldn't explore some sort of options where he plays strikerless. It's being done. It can be done. So who knows? It's Mata. He's crazy, man.
He's if Mata is asking for Sancho, then Mata out. Come on, KB. That's a little bit harsh.
He wants everyone out though.
He does. LJ says I forgot Milik is back in the squad.
Is back. Yeah.
Trem with his skill set, and again, that's one of the things where like Mota has players that can play in multiple positions. If Sancho can play cam and wings, maybe that's why. Legend, who is new, I think Gentile is going to try and sign a player that can play striker, winger as backup. And I think so. I agree with that as well. Frankie says, honestly, I still want Hanko.
Right. You realize all the names that you suggest nobody else wants. It's just you, Frankie, right? Like it's not to be a dick, but like it's just, I know you fanboy a lot. Like when you love a player, you love a player, and I love how much you love Gatti. So I'm not hating on you right now, but just saying.
A proper Vice Doosan. I think that's going to be difficult to go right now at this point, right? Because it's who's willing to come in and sit there and play backup right now. I think that's going to be difficult. Like Morata would have been a good option, but again, he went to Milan and we didn't really pay him attention. Because like you saw, Keane isn't it? So it's just like it's kind of difficult, right? You're gonna. The issue that you have with Dashon or Doosan is that he's young and he's also, high ceiling, right? Where now it's just like if you get a young striker, it doesn't make sense. Like the only time you really look at an option for a Vice would be like, for example, an Anatovic, or you look at a Milik, right? That you have, or he's not playing anymore, but like you would have a Quagliarella or an Immobile or someone that could come off the bench and can do that. And I don't see those kind of guys available right now where you can have a guy that can come in and do something like that. Thiago Jallo to Roma official.
Okay, yes, and I've been looking it up, and thank you because I want to bring this up. Somebody just said to check the Marzio, which I have. So I mean, the level of officiality. I mean, it's not a here we go per se, but this is. Does it say the time? 6:09. Yeah, so this is 5 minutes ago, literally 5 minutes ago from DiMarzio. Jallo to Roma on loan with right of redemption for $9 million plus one bonus. I don't know if that's official. 56 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so loan with option to buy. Yeah, I mean, it's maybe he's back on the table. I don't know if we can call this official just yet. But maybe we don't have Jallo. I may have spoken too soon then. So we'll see. Maybe that will develop as we are live.
That's interesting.
Keep tuned to that.
And like, for example, I see some of the comments here about Pavard and Bissek, right? I'm more so talking about over the past couple of years of what they were running, right? Because their midfield was solid and was able to cover up stuff. Like, yes, they got Bissek too. And yes, they have Pavard. I understand the sentiment for class and whatnot for Pavard. I don't know. Do I think he's like this elite, incredible defender? No, I think he is, again, above average, what you would say, right? So, yeah, I can get that sentiment, but I think just the way that we play, I don't – yes, it's good to have a ball playing, like to have something, a center back that can play the pass right now, but I think we need to give it a season right now and really kind of just relax for a minute and see how it all goes before
January.
There's still January to sign it. You have also Kalulu as well, if he actually turns it up too. Sal says Sancho's an FU signing to the rest of Serie A. Bone says, Gatti has been looking good. Pavard is class. At Cerbi, Frankie was talking about that. I said this on BZ. They have a wank defense. Mario says Pavard is class. Bissek is looking like a solid CB. Again, that's fair. That's this season. Debated man. I think we have a better defense. That's yet to be determined.
Well, we've started with 2 clean sheets. That certainly helps in our favor. Not the strongest teams, but you can't discount any. It's still the top flight, right? at the end of the day, it's what works in the system, right? So Inter, and I'm not saying their defense is trash, but maybe not the best, right? They're not like what do you call it in the tier? S tier. They're not like S tier. There may be a B or an A tier, not S tier. And you can say the same for Juve, that there may be A or B somewhere in there. But how does that defensive line work in the system? How do they move the ball up to the midfield? How do they play together? If it works for the system, it works for the system. And the sentiment, at least with me, and I know I've seen this in the comments here, that if Mata, well, with regard to with Sancho, anyways, if Mata wants him, if Toli wants him, then okay, I'm fine with it. It's the same idea, right? Like, we do have to put some trust in our manager and our management. And if this, and okay, yes, they want Calafiore, they want Todibo, fell through, we got Kalulu. But if this is what they want, we got to put a bit of faith in that and see what happens down the line. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe we're pleasantly surprised. And hopefully come January, when the market opens back up again, we're not here yelling for central defenders because we've completely shot the bed and leaked in like 50 goals at that point. It's worked for Inter, obviously. So,
yeah.
And we're better than them. Fuck those guys.
So this was Eddie about the winger depth. Man, there's so many comments. I'm not used to this much. So we've got KYNGFC. So it's all the wingers, Mugula and Weah, and then Cambiaso. We're good with wingers. I don't know. I think Cambiaso, with the depth that you have, I don't see him. I think
he stays back.
I think he stays back. I think right now you have something good going with Cabal, Bremer, Gatti, and Cambiaso. I don't think you want to change that.
You have McKennie as well, which
you do have McKennie.
I wonder where he plays with Mata.
This is a really deep team that I'm not used to seeing. Because even Sal said I like the amount of number 10s there, so it's a lot. Mastermind coming in with a question saying, "Hey, who do you guys think will win the holding midfield battle between Locatelli and Luis?" I say Locatelli will win.
Right now, he's winning.
He's winning right now, but if he beats Douglas Luis, that's going to be
if Dougie
impressive.
becomes our depth piece, that's
amazing,
really.
That would be amazing, because that means Locatelli's been playing out of his goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Because the versatile skill set and everything, and we even did like a review over the summer about it and compared the two, where it's just like Dougie is a more physical, more refined version of Locatelli as far as the offensive contribution perspective. So if Locatelli goes the entire season putting Douglas Luis on the bench, that is telling me that Locatelli is going to be arguably one of the top 15 midfielders in the world.
And
top
the amount,
top 20.
The amount of content creators. So this is funny. First off, the amount of just like general footy content creators out there that are just releasing stuff on Juventus right now is actually quite hilarious. We have become a bandwagon team overnight.
I know.
Which I don't want to be a bandwagon team, but it's kind of entertaining at this point. Anyways, whether it's being like the pure Juve content creators or just the generalist content creators, that everyone is glazing Locatelli right now. More so than we have. Like we've given him props for doing a good job, but like he is getting glazed right now.
Yes. Hopefully they don't jinx it. Matt's Hummels. If German Dave was here, he would yell 9999.
Yeah.
Too old, too slow. Too old, too slow for what I think they're trying to do here.
No, didn't he move on already?
I thought he did.
Yeah, I thought he got a team.
Antonio says, why I do think Sancho will not arrive. Either we will get Mimo or Raspa for the Arthur swap. I doubt that. I don't think Raspadori leaves. It's very difficult. Quality central defender depth is important with the amount of games that we have to play in Europe this year. I can agree to that if we're pushing for the Champions League title. I don't think that the Champions League title is an objective. I think getting out of the initial league phase, I think, is the objective for this season. I don't expect them to push far because, like, for example, if we look at it, so say that Jallo doesn't get sold, so you would have Cabal and you would have Jallo as your left backs, and then your center back room is Gatti, Bremer, Danilo, potentially Kalu, because he can play center back, and then your right back is Cambiaso and Savona.
Savoia.
I know. I don't know why.
Are you thinking about like the Duke of Savoy or something?
Maybe something like that.
Close
so
enough.
for For the center back position, you've got about 4 to 5 players that can play it. So depth wise, technically you're good. What you currently have. Just let me be clear. I'm not saying this is fantastic. All right. I'm just saying what we have currently. So I think that's why they didn't look at it as a priority, because, like, for example, last season when you're playing a 3-5-2, you're running 3 center backs. This season you're running 2. So that changes your composition entirely, because last season you would want to have roughly about 5 to 6 for sure. Where now with 2, you can technically get away with 4/5, your 5th one being a hybrid player that can play across the entire back line. So with it currently standing, technically Kostic is still on the roster. He hasn't been integrated in the project, but he's still at Juve. But I think right now they don't want to touch the defense right now just because of the amount of players that they have. I understand the depth for going far in the Champions League, but I don't think that is an objective for them right now. If, certain things go their way, hey, fuck it. Why not go for it? But I think from that perspective, I don't see them having the objective of going deep in the Champions League. So the Champions League depth isn't that much of a concern. I think right now the concern is getting the building blocks together for a team that's sustainable.
Well, we do need to talk about that draw. There is, however, before we move on, and sorry, we're trying to keep up with the chat. You guys are very active today, so
Yeah.
I mean, don't stop. If we do miss you, I'm sorry. We are trying to kind of cover everything all at the same time. But let's just flex a little bit so I can get this guy out of the way, because he's starting to be irritating, and that's Kostic. He's denying his moves. He doesn't want to go to Turkey. He doesn't want to go to Saudi.
He wanted to go to Fiorentina, but the fans denied that move, which is kind of irritating, because it's like, dude, oh my goodness, we were giving you a winger. Just take it. Stop bitching about dealing with Juve. You guys are not rivals. You guys are the annoying little sibling that thinks you're bigger than what you are. Like, Fiorentina fans are some of the most annoying things I have ever seen in my life, because it's just like, dude, we don't care about you. For some reason, you care about us. Apparently, it's a big shtick. Where
Goes
now
back
it's
to
like,
the 90s.
Like, I don't understand this, because, like, for example, they took Keane open arms, and now they don't want Kostic because we keep dealing with Juventus. You guys just boned yourself of having a decent winger that can supply balls into the box.
I don't really understand them. And Oscar, okay, I did put it up on the screen just quickly if people didn't see. So Hummels was going to join Real Sociedad, and now he decided not. So there's another guy. Just these dudes, I don't know what makes them happy these days, but it's clearly not going to Fiorentina or Real Sociedad.
Yeah. And then, again, squad depth, we have 60-plus games. Guys,
if we do well, yes. I
if
think
we
it's like
do
52,
well,
51, 52.
yes, if we do well, and then including the Cup World Cup. The Cup World Cup is essentially a tournament. It's not mixed throughout the season. It's a separate tournament at the
Right
end,
at the end.
where everything is there. Like, trust me, they'll be fine. It's essentially like another international tournament, like a Euro or a World Cup. And I'm pretty sure by the looks of it, this will be the one and only season that it happens. Donzo meant to be confirmed yesterday. We'll just keep moving.
Oh man, 1 minute ago. Okay, so I didn't realize Danso failed his medical either. So, man, the news really is popping off as we go. My lord. So yeah, here it is. Roma worried as Danso fails medical for 25 mil transfer. That's not something you hear too often. The player coming in and just failing. I'm really surprised. So, good job, Roma. Yeah, you screwed up again. What can I say? That sucks, man.
Yeah.
It's only turning 26 next month. Yeah. Doesn't really get into it.
Do we, because we've been waffling a little bit by going off the comments because we haven't touched on the Champions League stuff. Do we want to just transition into the Champions League stuff?
Yeah, I
now?
want to get Kostic out of the way. We're going to transfer into UCL, and that's really the main point. Yeah, we've done an hour, so the next half hour or so for sure. Let's lock in the Champions League. Let's do it.
All right, cool.
Today, 12:30ish, whatever. Eastern time.
I will pull up the graphic.
Beautiful. So really only one team in this that worries me. And you can afford to lose a couple games, honestly. But I think we all know who that is. And that is Man City.
I'm not worried about that game.
I'm not. Well, it's at home too, which is nice. But
Well,
yeah, I'm not overly worried. There's a very plausible chance we lose, but every other one of those teams, I know that we can take it to.
On paper, right, we should be better than Leipzig, Benfica, Bruges, Eindhoven, Lille, Stuttgart, and Villa, right? On paper, we should be. I'm just curious because, like, for example, the one thing that I kind of appreciate about this this style of Champions League is, like, it's not group stages, it's not tedious, right? Where it's just like, okay, we played Benfica once, we're going to play them again. This is like, for example, you're playing all these guys one time and that's it. Like, you have to know how you're going to approach that. Like, you have to understand how you're going to go at this game, how you're going to line up tactically, how you're going to counter them. This is going to test, and this is where I think this is, again, where the managers are going to make their money this season in the Champions League. How quickly can you adjust? Because, like, for example, when you're playing one-off games are not gimmies, because there isn't, oh, we've got the return leg. So, like, for example, use this into perspective. We played against Benfica a couple of years ago, right, where we didn't do too well in Portugal, and we're like, oh, well, we got a chance to close it out at home. You don't have that opportunity anymore. So, like, all these small teams could shithouse you for draws. Like, all of them can if they wanted to. I'm not saying they're going to, right? So, like, for example, the pot 2s, the pot 3, and the pot 4 squads, like, they can shithouse you now, because for them it's get as many points as possible, get out of the bottom 8, because the objective is do not fall into the bottom 8. If you're a top tier team and you want to play less games, you finish for the top 8, and then everyone else finishes for the middle of the pack, and then the weakest essentially go down there. So this, to me, I think this is going to test managers' ability to adapt, to adjust, to learn on the fly, and to see, how they can twink across things. But I know a lot of folks were upset with the Man City draw. I'm ecstatic. I like it. I think it's
I think it's
fantastic.
good. I think it's actually great for the team, the coverage and everything. Playing one of the biggest teams. Yeah, we might lose it, but I think it's going to be good for the marketing and everything.
Well,
and just as a test for the team.
And I think the main thing, and I kind of posted my thoughts on Discord originally on this, is I want us to play against Man City. I want us to play against Real Madrid. I want us to play against these big, amazing teams while we're on the up and up, so we then know how far we've come, how much more we need. Because, like, for example, that was one of my biggest complaints with the previous format of the Champions League. You rarely saw showdowns with your top guys like this. Like, for example, now Man City can play Liverpool, they can play Real Madrid, they can play these guys now because they're playing 2 pot 1 teams. So they're going to be playing against these elite teams, which, for my opinion, I think UEFA, the devilish sons of bitches that they are, would purposely avoid those matchups earlier on so they could save them for the knockout stages, so they can, bank on the most money, where it's like, I want these matches in the group stages. I want these matches off rip. I want to see these guys compete with each other. So, like, for example, Mota, who employs kind of a similar style to Pep Guardiola, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to see where Mota and Juve are. I'm excited. I'm a little bit disappointed. It's the first, I believe. Well, they haven't scheduled it yet, so we don't know what the actual scheduling is. But
no,
I hope that
have
that match is
dates.
I hope that match is further down the timeline as possible, because then you'll get to see a fully iterated Malta versus this side, and I am ecstatic to see that happen.
So match day 1 is gonna be between the 17th and 19th of September. So I'm gonna miss that one. I'm leaving for a month. Match day 2 is October 1st or 2nd when I'm getting back. So I might miss 2. That sucks if I miss 2 Champions League games. Man, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for myself. I don't want to miss Champions League games. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, about 3-ish weeks away now. Okay. Yes. Man, trying to keep up with comments again. So the Arthur deal, no agreement. Yeah, that just popped in minutes ago as well. So things are hot right now. Honestly, like, anything could really happen. This, just scrolling through Fabrizio Romano, I'm just gonna go down this rabbit hole quickly. Chelsea discussing terms with Osimhen.
I'm surprised he's still there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing I'm surprised with is that Osimhen is still at Napoli.
Yeah,
Because he's
he's
been
not training,
saying,
not doing anything.
he's not training with him. He's training on his own. Like, I'm just surprised that like it's still there. Maybe they just didn't find an offer.
It's
that they
also
want.
Napoli, and they're assholes to deal with. Could be part of it.
That is also a huge part of it. But kind of going back to Champions League though, like I think out of all the Italian teams, I think Juve got the more friendlier draw. Maybe Bologna arguably have one because Bologna, they're going to be such a waste. I'm sorry, they're an absolute waste.
Because they sold their 2 best players and got rid of their coach. Not that
Yeah,
Italiano's bad, but I don't
not
think
that he's bad, but like
Yeah.
they're struggling. Pot 1, they've got Dortmund, Liverpool, Shakhtar in pot 2, Benfica, then Lille, Sporting Club Portugal, and then Monaco and Villa.
Shakhtar's gonna dummy them. They're gonna show them what it means to be men.
You know, when you look at it though, it's actually like a friendlier pot because if let's look at Milan. So Milan is playing Liverpool, Real Madrid, Club Brugge, Bayer Leverkusen, Red Star Belgrade, Dinamo Zagreb, Girona, and see that's interesting that they put them in pot 4. It's probably because they're haven't been there in a while, and then debutant Slovan Bratislava, and then
Bratislava's in. Nice.
I feel bad for Atalanta. We just took their best player, and guess who they're playing? Real Madrid, Barcelona, Arsenal, Shakhtar, Celtic, Young Boys, Sturm Graz, and Stuttgart.
Yeah, well, they deserve it. Screw it. Another new name, by the way, Cruz Thomas. Everyone, and this is another new name as well. Mario Theophanos.
That was for Fiorentina.
Theophanos?
Yeah, that was Fiorentina barely scraping through Puskas.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you are Greek. I don't know if you live in Greece or not, but yeah, we need more Greeks around here, don't we?
I didn't see Atletico's draw. I should look at that.
Yeah, look it up. Mastermind's asking, hey guys, did you hear about the big fight between De Rossi and Cristante in training? They had to be separated. I think Juve are already in their heads because they only have 1 point.
So I kind of want to, because I kind of want to touch on that because I remember last season people were like, De Rossi, man, amazing coach, mastermind this, blah, 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 blah. You know, in his last 13 matches, I believe he's only won like 2 games, 2 to 3 matches.
He was good for like morale. He was a good...
Yeah, he was a morale booster, but I was getting pissed off that like a lot of social media were like, oh, he's a tactician, he's a visionary this, visionary that, and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, guys, there's this thing called new coach boost. Happened with Tudor as well. And guess where Tudor is?
Happened
unemployed.
And speaking of which, look where Pirlo is. He just got fired too. Yeah. You hear about that? Yeah, he's not with Sampdoria anymore.
And I remember we used to deal with people back then when we were streaming on Twitch for Juve telling us that Pirlo should have came back. Oh, good Lord.
God. Oh, man.
Man.
He got fired from a Serie B team.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, and the thing, and I'm telling you guys, I don't think De Rossi makes it past Christmas.
Yeah, he may not. Where's Allegri going? That's the biggest question. Is he already Milan? They're saying Fonseca is not.
Well, so let me touch on this comment here with 10 toes down. We weren't saying that, like, for example, Tudor wasn't a great coach. We knew that it wouldn't make sense with Lotito. Like if you were watching us like back then when the move first got announced, like all 3 of us were kind of like, what the hell? That makes absolutely no sense.
And I think the reason why he didn't come to us either or wasn't seriously considered is he is one of those profiles that you knock heads with, and we have a very bureaucratic team, and that's not a profile that really works. That's also why Conte was never at the top of the list. No matter how good of a coach he is, he throws everyone under the bus. This is also why, on the player front, why we don't keep guys like Chiesa anymore, because they're hard personalities to deal with, and you can't make a team when there's just one dude pissing everyone off. Doesn't matter who it is, coach, management, player. You got one guy anywhere in that system that goes against the grain, and it's not going to work. All right, more comments. Where did we leave off? Roma are useless. Let's start there. Yes, they are.
I don't want to say, like, I don't want to jinx it and say it's going to be a cakewalk, but I would assume that we're heavily favored against Roma.
I would hope.
Like,
so.
is that fair not to say? Is that fair to say that I would assume, like, for example, based off of what we've seen in this last sample size and what we've seen, and I've watched both Roma games and I've watched us and I've compared it. I think it's fair to say, barring any Olympico bullshit of the turf, I would say that we're heavy favorites. Are we playing at home or are we playing away?
Yeah, we're home.
We're at
And
home.
sold
Okay,
out.
so we don't have to worry about that then. But
Sold out stadium against the 7th of the sisters. Just barely making into the 7 Sisters of Italy, just because
the ugly
we kind of felt bad, and I don't know, they're part of the family, so you have to be nice to them, something like that.
Yeah, I think, again, in my opinion, I thought De Rossi, when he came in, was out of his depth, and I still think that De Rossi, what I saw these last couple of games, De Rossi is clearly out of his depth. So, the only team currently right now with the weird shape ups per se, or the managerial changes that has some equity to bounce back, is I still think Milan have a chance. I think them going for Allegri off rip out of nowhere is a little bit premature.
You know how this is social media, right? Just losing.
I would be, though, I would be pissed if Max goes to Milan and somehow wins the title this season. If he pulls some bullshit like that is like, oh my goodness, like Max would do something. Like, he has the capabilities of doing some stupid shit like that. Like, it wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either, to be honest.
Because that Milan side have like the player personnel, like the proper personnel. I think they just need to get them all together.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we still have, there's Conte. Conte is known to make magic happen as well. How funny would it be? Not really funny.
Well, it's a night and day performance. Like, it's a night and day performance between the first week and this week, right? They lost 3-0 to Verona, and then they won 3-0 the next week after. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I think, like I said, I very much think that the Serie A season is going to be very unpredictable. I don't anticipate the champion to have a high point total. Like, I don't think the winner is going to have 90 points. I don't think they're going to eclipse 90. No. I think whoever wins the title is going to be between 75 to 80.
Yeah, 75-ish, I'm thinking. Dal's going on here about us playing Man City. He's not worried. He doesn't think Haaland can break our defensive line either, and that he's generally overrated and wants to see the Haaland-Dusan matchup. I think it's going to be entertaining, just in general. Even if we lose that game, unless we get blown out, which I don't think it'll be a blowout, but it's going to be good. I'm looking forward.
He's saying Haaland versus Dusan. I want to see Haaland versus Bremer. Because, like, for example, the amount of Bremer slander that is going on with the Brazilian national team is insane. Like, how the hell does Bremer not feature for that side?
Brazil doesn't defend. I don't know.
Yeah, clearly.
It's insane. But
that's why Messi has won back-to-back Copas.
Yeah, because really they don't have any competition with Brazil.
Nope.
Not really fighting.
Nope.
Colombia did all right. Uruguay, but yeah, honestly, they're just letting Messi have it at this point. But somehow Atalanta will do well.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think their hipster moment's done. Moved on.
It'll be interesting to see how they recover after losing Koop.
They don't look as good. I watched them on the weekend. They did not look good without Koop.
LJJ says, I don't believe Milan have the players yet to challenge for the. Just hold on, buddy. Just wait until they all kind of get together and gel. Like, they don't terrify me, but there's something that you should keep an eye on, because sometimes don't discount them. Because the striker that they have, the wingers that they have, the fullbacks, trust me, they can be a problem once they get everything together.
Yeah, they're still the third biggest team in Italy historically. You can never really put them out of the equation. He said, "Yes, sir, I'm Greek, but I live in London, England, I assume, because there are more than one Londons, but nobody cares about the other ones."
Yeah, watching Chiesa empty his locker room while Koopmeiners was greeting the team was sad, but Chiesa gambled and lost. Chiesa tried the old fuck around and find out, and he found out pretty hard, unfortunately.
Yeah. I just hate how it all ended up in the end. It could have just been, we've had our differences. Let's be men, shake hands, and move on. And then just got Real Housewives of Liverpool. I'm
very curious to see how that's going to work out for him. I'm very curious to see it because Luis Diaz is going to be tough to beat for a starting position, and then Mo Salah is Mo Salah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very curious to see how Chiesa kind of figures a way onto that roster. So who knows? He might not.
Pirlo to Roma.
Roma. Oh, good lord.
Oh, that would be funny.
I think Pirlo's kind of showed where he is as a coach quality, and I think he needs a couple more years before he's able to touch like the first division of anything.
He's still pretty young for like coaching, He's in his 40s.
KB says eventually you guys won't be able to keep up with the comments. Yeah, that's when we start hiring moderators.
Yeah, and KB, you've been asking about. We haven't actually. That's why we haven't gotten moderators because
we've been able to keep up.
But no, we're loving it. Plus 40 on a live, guys. We're growing. We're loving it. Thank you so much. We totally appreciate it. Like and subscribe while you're at it, and hit the Discord. That's the big thing. And I know Discord isn't for everyone. I understand. It's another app you gotta get. Cool, but really, if you want to get deeper within this community, the community you see in the chat, right? Everyone's friendly, knowledgeable, good discourse. It's the place to be. I love it. And me and KB are going to be playing some Black Ops 6 tomorrow. Booyah. I'm excited. Ready for it.
Yeah. Mastermind says, after seeing the job that Fonseca did for Roma, I couldn't believe that Milan hired him, that he's not very bright. You have not seen him in France. He has done pretty well in France. That's one of the reasons why he did get brought on. He did take that Roma team and did decent with it. It was a poor team. Mourinho took in and did his own stuff after, but I wouldn't sleep on Fonseca. Fonseca needs a little bit more time. Because, like, for example, what happens if we sputtered a little bit, right? Because that's the thing with a new coach, guys, that you got to understand. Sometimes you start off really well, sometimes you start off really bad. In our case, we started off exceptionally well, and
we've had an easy start too.
In Milan's case, they've started off poor. So the roles would be reversed, and people would say, "Why the hell did we hire Mota?" Right? So it's let's.
Oh, I'm waiting for it when we lose 2 in a row. Oh yeah, it's happening.
Because that's where I'm going to be. For me, my biggest test or my biggest benchmark for Mota is going to be when things don't go right. Because last season we were practically first towards the halfway point, and then everything fell off. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious because, like, when things fell off for us, it just completely fell off. So I'm curious because it will happen. There's not going to be a season where you go 38-0. I'm going to be curious to see when we don't start playing well, when we're struggling, when there's fatigue, when there's locker room issues or stuff like that. I'm curious to see how Mota rides that through. That's going to be a good indicator of how he does things. So I'm going to look forward to seeing that. It's going to suck, but we'll see how that goes.
LJJ asking, will Inzaghi be fired this season? If Inter don't do well, I can see it.
It depends on what Oak Tree's objectives are, right? Because, like, for example, Oak Tree is the one that owns them now and not the Zangs. So we'll see essentially how that'll go. Because if Oak Tree wants to just go for making the club financially solvent, then you'll probably see a bunch of players get sold, and I think Inzaghi leaves. But if Oak Tree sells it to a Saudi or someone who has a lot of money to invest, then he might stay, and they might be an issue. Frankie says, let's make a Microsoft Teams chat.
You got to be like some corporate shrill. Oh, guys, get on Teams. We can
get on Teams, bro.
Yeah, fuck you.
Teams. Peloso says, did I miss any talk about Chiesa?
Told you. Oh, yeah, you did.
Any contract? Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, yes, we did. We started on that.
Yeah,
of course we did.
We started on that. Told you he wasn't offered a contract. Okay. Of course, this is where I have my thing, right? It's a he said, she said. When we have reputable reporters that are saying that, hey, this was on the table and this wasn't done or anything was done to it. And then now all of a sudden he got ousted out and he's like, whoa, I didn't have anything. I don't believe Chiesa for a minute.
Okay. So first off, I'm going to go with Bones here. Confirmed Dave wants to get deep inside his community. I do. Absolutely. Trump saying DiMarzio reporting now that Juve has given up on Sancho due to cost plus Bangula's emergence. All right. Give me a second to look up DiMarzio here on X. And thank you, everyone, for keeping us up to date as we are live here. Because, I'm not going to just try to ignore you and just Twitter scroll all night. So let's see what we got.
That's zero now, both of us.
Yeah, we'll just put our faces in here. I don't see anything yet. Oh, maybe. 17 minutes ago. Yes. All right. I will. I'll put this up. So from Gianluca Di Marzio. Juve withdraws from the race for Sancho. Also considering the cost of the operation, the Black and White Club has decided to remain in attack. And so no mention there with the Bangula. Is this one? Regardless.
On Discord.
Oh, okay. Regardless, I mean, Sancho may be cooling off now. Starting to get to that point where it's going to cost too much not to make any sense. And yeah, like Bangula he's still there. He's a depth piece. And if you don't play him, if you don't put the trust in him and give him the chance to really shine, which he's already done, like what does that do to his confidence? What does it do to his value? That's why, and the poll's still live as well. You can still decide here on what you think.
Damn. Yo, Frankie's uncle is wild. Like he told Frankie, he's like, y'all need our rejects to build your squad, bro. Stop it. City players, even though they're not good enough for us, go somewhere else and become captains and shit. That's such a wild take, Frankie. Your uncle's wild.
Yeah, well, he's an uncle.
You got to tell him to stay off of the Don Julio or the Patron, man. That's a wild take.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram today. You were sad because your tequila ran out.
No,
You work at a liquor store, man.
Frankie, you got plenty. Man.
Hello from Poland. Hello, how's it going? How would we say your name? Sikmas? Sikmas? Well, he's got the whole football brain thing, so maybe Sikmas. Yeah, let us know. Frank's saying my job uses Teams. Yeah, a lot of jobs do, and nobody likes it except the manager.
No, we hate it. I fucking hate that thing. That noise, that soundbite that you get from Teams when someone's calling you or sends you a message. I'm like sitting there doing something. I hear it. I'm just like, oh no, nobody likes Teams.
Yeah, and Smalling didn't Smalling get?
He's joking. It's banter.
No, but I think he got moved around.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Not to us though.
no, he didn't. But it was wasn't it like a swap deal?
Possibly.
Anyways, yeah, we're not getting. No, Chris Smalling extends stay till 25. That's old news. Okay, we're not getting Smalling. Moving on. Don't care about it.
All right. I heard a Dilly from Leverkusen was Sancho's backup plan. I doubt. I'm starting to really think that I have some doubt that they're really going to try to go for somebody. I don't think so unless they get
maybe
like
we're done.
think
Yeah, and it maybe like one of those up and comers that those really fringe players that Gentoli's known to kind of pick up. Maybe.
Yeah, like for example, the answer to this one, another surprise transfer. I don't think so. I think if anything, it's just going to be a depth option. I don't think it's going to be a main piece.
Which is okay. Again, there's still January. We can see where the team's sitting, and that's what January is for. It's to fix any holes that might have sprung in, due to injuries, due to personality issues, or just we couldn't get them in August. Let's reassess in January when maybe contracts are running out. Again, we're okay, and in terms of the whole Sancho thing. So, I mean, I'll leave it running for a little bit longer, but should we get Jadon Sancho? Is in the poll 36% at yes, 15% at no, 38% at would be nice but not essential, and 11% of you just don't give a fuck.
That's the best. We got to do this for Vlad because he's here.
You just wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so those moments are crazy.
Because we always know Vlad's always starving.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Love it. Okay. Man. So chance I'm trying to, my Italian is not great, but Mikhail saying Sancho's going to Chelsea. They're not gonna spend that much money on him. Sal, I know you know how to speak Italian, so if I'm translating like an idiot, please let me know. I think I got it.
Yeah. This one is Smalling. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say anything about that when you said.
Oh, that's right. I
Smalling.
told you that.
That's
went
why I
over my
didn't
head.
want to say anything. That's why I was like, "That's bait. That's bait."
That's funny. Oh, I can't believe I missed that. Good cut. Olympico, yeah, playing in the field. Oh man, yeah, that's funny shit. Make Juve another surprise transfer. Maybe someone for Vlahovic, Kalimundo, or Milik and Ngale are okay. Like Milik's okay, sure. Ngale is unproven. He played like 6 minutes or something.
Yeah.
We don't really know. Hopefully, I mean, he could be another just next gen that cooks off. For all we know.
KB, we've already played it. Stop it. Then Sal approves.
Okay, I'm not
right.
a complete idiot. Perfect.
Well,
good to know.
Do we have anything else that we need to cover?
We covered unless something pops up in the next 5 seconds here, which has been happening all night. So actually, no, I want to show this because it is Monza this weekend. I think it's funny. So this is, sorry, I started over. The safety car.
Oh, the safety car crash.
Yeah, it's always funny when the safety car crashes. That corner is known as Parabolica. And guys, this is how good I'm at Italian. I've just proven it. Parabolica means parabola. Nailed it. Okay, no, I'm just joking. Of course, I am not fluent in Italian at all, but I can pick up a little bit here and there. Man, we quick fired this again. So much news in so little time.
It took us an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, when Deutsch Dave's here, it's like 2 hours though, because we have to let him talk too.
Yeah, it does get longer because there's 3 of us instead of 2.
But that being said, I am home tomorrow. Like I said, if I'm playing Black Ops 6 with KB, maybe I'll miss some things. But if something does pop off, I'm home. I'll be here. I'll cover it. Dash is going to be at work most likely. That's fine. If I have to go solo, that happens sometimes. You run solo. Yeah. If it's just my pretty ugly face, cool. It's just me. We're going to cover it. But then again, we're here on Saturday,
which is the fun show where the community comes in, and it's like a debate. I don't want to say it's a debate show, but it's kind of like a debate show where like everyone comes in and we just let you guys dictate the show and talk. We just make sure that you all play nice. We
have conversations. Yeah, keep your guns in your pants, of course. Yeah, that means a couple different things. But anyways, no. Saturday is the call-in show, so everyone that's new and wants to join us in on Saturday, we share the link. So we usually kick it off, depending on the night, but by the half-hour mark, we try to drop the link, just cut off whatever we've had to say and let you guys come in. You don't need your camera. So if you don't have one or you don't want to show your face, security issues, what have you, you don't have to show it. Just come in with your voice. And we just have a conversation. It's your chance. Honestly, like we have so much airtime. Me, Dash, Dave, we talk for hours a week to you guys. The other content creators talk to you guys for hours upon hours. We want to give you the chance to just get out there and say what you have to say. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, who the fuck are we? Like, yeah, okay, we're knowledgeable. I like to think so anyways. We spend a lot of time researching, preparing, and we try to do our homework, but we can't. As you guys have proven to us tonight, as all this news was coming in, we can't cover it all. The community is there to kind of fill in the gaps. And I love it. I want you guys, the more the merrier. Like I've said, all the new people. We had Kujino Eddie come in last week as well. I'd love it. Just come in, have your say. If you only pop in for 5 minutes, cool. Pop in for a few minutes. If you can stay for the whole show, cool. Even better, right? So that is Saturday night, same time, 5:30 Eastern, 11:30 European, Central European. Dash. What else did I miss? I know I missed things. So
no, I think you're good. I just wanted to leave you guys with right now the most informed Italian strikers are Moise Keane and Retegui. Who would have thought that would have been the thing? And on that note, guys, we shall see you Saturday for the call-in, and then we'll do some Formula One on Sunday, and We'll catch you there on the next one.
Ooh, and Frank
Hit
is
the
back in the
music.
States. Back in the States for Frankie. The music is here, and we are out. See you, if not tomorrow, on Saturday night. Until then, thank you to everyone new to the channel and all the regulars, of course.